we are in this reactionary mode, and a lot of people want to share exactly what happened in the moment. There's a strategy that I've used, and I actually have in the book, that is called Visualize Your Instant Replay. So the book goes into basically the idea in the book is the shift part of it is this idea of shifting our thinking from building, strengthening, and managing our reputations in a reactive way to a proactive way, coming at the world from a values-based perspective. And with consistency and time, you can build the reputation that you want to have, but you have to be proactive in how you do it.
That's right. And just like we talked about posting every single day, when you stack that, so again, we're getting into atomic habits.
Yeah.
And it's all about stacking habits. So first I post every day, and you're posting, it's an opera, right? Like I said, me, because you don't know yet, right? And then you go, well, no one's commenting, and no one's sharing, and no one's, liking. And then you say, well, turn that mirror, that spotlight out, and you start talking to other people, and then you get more likes and stuff. So you learn and you start stacking. And then you go, I just had I'm going to really put some bad stuff about a company that I had a really bad, that's kind of what do you call that thing where not the Yahoo thing, but Yelp. That's what Yelp's for.
Yelp. Yeah.
And not Facebook, not Instagram, not especially not LinkedIn. It's all love. If it doesn't have serving or love, it ain't for LinkedIn. If you want to be taken serious for any role that you're ever hope to be given or respected or business, don't just filter that out. Stack that love service on top of the consistency, on top of it's all about others. Now, again, it's sneaky selling. You're talking about yourself, but it's in a way that people don't realize you are. Who I help and how I help them. It's about you, but it's really sneaky.
And the key in that, man, what I found and what I try to filter when I'm writing is really looking at the pronouns that I use. If I write and my pronouns are all I, I'm like, no, it's we, you, us, right? Because you want to bring people into a conversation, make them feel like they're a part of something, and even the idea of saying, you may have experienced this too, right? And so now you're getting people like, oh, well, I have, or if they haven't, you're like, why haven't I? Let me read more about that.
Yes. Yep. And so when you see something working, Steve Noodleberg, shout out Daily Huddle, success leaves clues.
It does. I believe it. Yep.
And so when you start seeing that these people are, I got to go back to this one because I laughed out loud, literally. And I got a really funny story about laughing out loud about one of my son's first dates the other day. But I'll say that for the later. This was Jimmy. Jimmy worked with me in Texas, and he said working under Jeremy was like working in pit road at times. It was a lot of things flying, a lot of oh shits. But at the end of the day, it's about perfection, right? Trying to reach perfection. You're never going to reach it, but you will pass extraordinary on the way, right? So
absolutely.
Jim is one of my favorite people I've ever worked with in my whole life. That guy is a giving machine. He's over there in Dallas.
Love it.
Dallas, Garland. But so let's get back to you. Speaking of putting
enough about me. What do you think about me? Come on now. But let me back up just for a hot second, because I saw Hakeem, he was digging the Visualize Your Instant Replay. And the whole idea behind that, man, is that, and I love that in sports, right? I love the instant replay in sports because it takes something that you swear this is the way it was, and this is, the ball was in. Absolutely in. And then what happens, right? They slow it down. They show it to you from different perspectives, different angles, and you realize, oh crap, no, that ball was, I was wrong. So what if before we were to make the post or make that phone call or send that email or whatever it might be, just take a minute and visualize, how is this going to look?
Right.
From my business, my personal side, my family, my community, like how is this going to show up? And if in any of those places you're like, ooh, this is questionable, or it may be taken the wrong way, don't post it, don't put it out there. rethink how you want to position it, maybe change the words. Abraham Lincoln, right? You want to go old school, right? Old Abe would say that if he was in a place where he was angry, he'd write a letter. He put that letter under his pillow at night. And he said if he got up the next morning and still felt the same way, he would mail it. He said more often than not that we just take that letter and put it in the fire and burn it.
More often than not. And I do that with email. Wes Parsons, my mentor in business for many, many, many years, used to tell me, write the email and then go get something to drink. Go get a glass of water, go to lunch, come back, read it. If it's still subjective, just leave it there. All right, it's a draft. Read it again later. And again, more times than not, if I had to walk away even once, it was best. It wasn't sent for a reason. It was best just to trash it. And many, many times, I totally flip it. If I'm like, I just ragged you out on here, even if it was done, if I'm being egotistical, oh, he'll, you know, oh boy, am I being sly? He'll never, you know, so backhanded compliments. I go, no, let's just pour the love on, pour it on, right? And let's send that out because you get more with honey, right, than vinegar. And it's more times than not, if I just was like, I'm sorry, and I took the blame, and I said, this is what I see, and I told, even if I know it wasn't my fault, switching that around, sending that email out, you know, now there's times you wouldn't do that, of course, when it was something that a worker that had
you got to weigh it out wrong.
But for the most part, not sending it is best, but also sometimes flipping it. Turns out that, you know, they go, well, you know, you weren't all wrong, I wasn't all wrong, it was, you know, it was both of us, you know. I want to get back here real quickly to Tom because I want to dig into this for half a second. Shemeg, stacking, stretching, hydrating, exercise, meditation, education, gratitude. That's probably a great thing for a morning routine, getting in that right state of mind, starting the day out doing any of these things, any of the days or a few times a week, puts you in the right state to make the right decisions.
Well, that's exactly right, man. And this is awesome. I feel good looking at that because I knock out pretty much all of those in the morning, man. No, you know, I get a little more sleep than you, Jeremy. I know you only sleep like 2 hours a day, but you know, man, I'm up at 5, you know, every morning, and you know, meditate. I get up, get my gym clothes on, meditate, get that done, feed the dog, and then get out and work out. You know, get my day going, start with a win,
combination,
you know, and get after it.
Start the day with the wins. I told the story in the Appleman's group, right? APLS,
and Nancy,
right? Nancy's group about one of the things, and it's just so surprising. I've had a couple of them, and all the interactions I've had with all of the group that really supports APLS. It's that make your bed, that one little thing, that one get that win and make your bed. And it was a whole 20-minute speech, and that was 2-minute part. And so many people come back and go, make the bed. I remember make the bed. You know, that's the win. And I was like, so funny what you don't know, what you don't think what's going to impact people. You know?
I mean, but again, it's small wins too, right? I mean, you think about during the day. I heard this a while back, and it was like, whoa, it blew me away. You know, the last time many people ever got any type of applause was at like a high school or a college graduation. You know, when you think about just those times to celebrate, you know, life's tough. There's no doubt about it, man. I mean, you're getting up and you're just getting after it. And I don't like to use the word all the time, grinding. It seems to be overused. But the thing is, if you're in it, and you're getting after it. You're just digging hard. And I learned this in racing, man, because the wins are sometimes few and far between, right? There's only one winner, you know. And the other challenge too is that even when you win, like it's so quick, the celebration, because then there's the race back to the airport to get on the team jet to get home, and then you're back in the shop Monday morning at 6:30 back at it again, right? So
the important part that I hear is being in the race puts you in position to get to have a chance.
Without a doubt, you got to stay in the race. That's right.
That's where that, you know, the quote unquote grind is. Doing that AM stuff, like you're saying, it puts you in the right place to be ready, to win.
Yes, prepared, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually.
Thanks for watching that video segment. If you enjoyed it and like to see more content just like that one, click over here. If you'd like to see that video in its entirety, click over here. Thank you.